Is I'm going to play different games and actually tell you stories from different categories that I have chosen. So, yeah. So today I got creepypastas for stories. So we're going to do a story on one of my favorite creepypastas. And so the first one what's the game? Would be Slendrina. So this is Slendrina. Basically I'm going to talk about codicods, which is actually Japanese for 8 feet tall woman. So basically it's kind of like Slenderman but a woman version of it. So we're going to be playing Slendrina Aftermath. Okay, so let's go. So, codicods is what we're going to do. It's a parable investigation agency, so it's a dream aftermath. I'm not for sure how loud it's going to be, so I'm going to turn down my settings. Basically, sounds just in case, you know. Excuse me. My music's already off. So let's go. Let's start.
Alright. As a part of paranormal investigations, we're needing you to go back into the warehouse and mark the cellar.
Okay, sorry, that was really loud. I apologize for that, but yeah. So what is codicods? Codicods is basically Japanese for 8 feet tall woman and is known for in Japan. In Japan, there has been multiple sightings of her. A lot of people have determined that that they have seen her, you know, they have seen her take abducting kids, kind of like a Slenderman type of vibe. However, this story that I read about codicods basically gave me Slenderman vibes. So I'm going to be telling the story of codicods. So codicods is a vengeful spirit. To a lot of you may know. Well, a lot of people don't know this, but basically she sits there and abducts kids, which, surprise, surprise, it's something. Am I supposed to download something out of here, or I don't know. Oh, it's evidence. Okay. So basically the story tells of a little girl who was out playing in the yard when her grandparents were in Japan. So she was out there one summer, and you know, everything was fine and dandy until she heard some noises. It's which she kept hearing over and over again. So all you heard was pow, pow, pow. Which confused the girl, because like it confused me when I heard about it. Like you just hear them pow, pow, pow. it basically kind of is like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna definitely die, you know. Oh, here's a key card. I finally found the key card though. So basically, it also shows that, you know, which kind of makes sense that should be hearing a po noise. Did that pick it up? Yeah. Oh, well, it worked. So basically, all you heard was, ooh, that's a dead body. So that's all she heard. Over the hedges, she saw a woman looking straight at her with just a smile on her face. I'm afraid to go down this hallway. Okay, not be a wuss. So that's all she heard. And she saw the smile woman. She also saw the smiling woman. And she's kind of confused at first. So she was kind of confused at first. Because she never really knew who the woman was. And oh, I died. I died. Man. Oh, received package. Let's see what I got. Oh, I got lattes. Nice. So basically, she basically wanted, you know, she wanted to know about him. So she ran to the house to ask her grandparents, like, hey, I saw this woman, she's like 8 feet tall, and, you know, she told her grandparents about the situation. Her grandparents basically sat there with complete shock on their face. And they were asking her questions like, oh, did she see you? Did she see you? Did she know you're there? They asked all these questions about it. And the little girl's like, I don't think so. I think she smiled at me and everything. Well, the grandfather got up calmly and went to the phone to call someone. And it was, in fact, a shaman. I don't remember the Japanese name for shamans. So basically, it's basically like that. Yeah, I'm not for sure what a shaman is in Japanese, but it was one of the monks, I should possibly say. So basically, he called her up, being like, hey, my granddaughter's gonna die, all that. No more grandchild, no more grandchild. So basically, the granddaughter was very confused. She's like, okay, what's going on? Like, Why y'all acting suspicious? Then her grandmother then proceeded to tell her the story of Kuchisakayana, which she stated that Kuchisakayana was basically like a Slender Man type. It was basically Slender Man, but woman, and that she terrorizes kids. She basically abducts them and tells them, you know, you're gonna be part of my problem now, you know. So basically, finally, the shaman or the monk came to the house and told the little girl that she needed to surround herself with 4 bowls of salt in each corner of the room, have like ancient Japanese papers, basically like newspapers, certain articles that has specific words on it, and a Buddha statue in the middle. And then the monk proceeded to tell the little girl that she cannot come out of her room, not even using the bathroom, not even to use the bathroom. And as the monk said it, the monk gave her a bucket. Like, I feel sorry for this poor girl. So basically, she had a TV in her room, which it was actually a pretty good thing, because this was like back in like, I don't know, 2000s, but I didn't really get a lot of information about it, the story. It was just a story that came on the top of, like, I read it, but I'm just like, I don't know where it went, but you know, it's whatever. I just basically read the information, I was like, okay. At least I got something out of it. Can't roll up. Jeez Louise. So you know, everything was fun and dandy. And, you know, she was watching TV and all that, when all of a sudden she heard the exact same noise she heard was po, po, po. That's all she heard was po, po, po. So she basically looked around the room and she saw that the salt around her room, basically in her room, in the 4 corners, that all salt had turned black, and that the Buddha statue was basically breaking. Oh, I have to do my flashlight. I thought I wasn't supposed to look at her. Or am I supposed to look at her? It's okay. So I'm just like, okay. I mean, it's actually pretty good. It's not bad. It's a pretty good story. So basically, she basically hides under the blanket, still has the TV on, and she can hear the noise going louder and louder. She also hears banging and like the rustles of the paper and all that, while the grandparents are doing everything they could to help her, you know, come, you know, to bring Kuchisakayana into a another dimension so she can get trapped and stay there for all eternity. So she stayed there until she heard her grandfather's voice. And her grandfather was like, her grandfather said, "Hey, it's safe to come out. It's safe to come out. Don't have to worry about it. Everything's fine. You can come out." But she was about to open the door when all of a sudden she heard the same pop, pop, pop. And it freaked her out, where she backed away from the door and sat in the middle of the floor near the Buddha statue until, I want to say it was like 7 a.m. By that time, some of the paper was slightly pulled off, and they made it till morning, and the monk came in and found that she was trapped. The Kuchisakiana was basically trapped in that room. So she permitted that she should no longer be able to visit Japan to keep her alive. In order for her to keep her alive, the granddaughter, that she should never be ever permit on coming back to Japan for no matter what reason, if she wants to be alive. And that's what she told her grandparents, and that's what the grandparents told, the parents. It was years ago. I want to say she was about 20, maybe 22, that her grandfather sadly passed away, and that she wanted to come to Japan for the funeral, but her grandmother would not allow her to do it because she was so scared that something bad was going to happen. And so basically, she then proceeded to sit there and be like, "It's been years, we haven't had any phenomenon after that," and was like, "Hey, I'm coming to Japan, whether you're gonna stop me or not. It's been years, my grandfather would have wanted me there." And the grandmother sat there silent, saying, "As you wish, dear." But before her grandmother hung up the phone, there was one thing she said that basically scared her to even go to Japan, but also what she heard in the background. She said, "You can do whatever you want, my dear. No one's stopping you." Scary, right? It's one of the stories that I kind of seem like I can see myself watching. Like, if they actually made it to a video, like, well, they did make it to a video. I love stories like this, especially creepypastas. So, creepypastas has always been one of those things I really like doing and all that. So, that was Kuchisakiana. So I might do another creepypasta, because I know my live streams are not long enough, and so I want to have an hour long broadcast. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I already made a list of the stuff I want to talk about. I'm actually going to be introducing a lot of new stuff, especially with certain broadcasts. Like certain things I'm actually going to talk about, different things. So I'm going to try to find a new game, and I'm going to tell of the famous Japanese creepypasta Cowhead. Let's see what games. Let's go here, I guess. So, Cowhead. I don't remember the Japanese name of it, so it's basically kind of like Todo's Hell. Basically, the poem that is said to be haunted. So, Cowhead. But now we're gonna play the game called Give Me a Smile. Let's worry about this. Please continue if you have a weakening heart, easily vulnerable for anxiety attack, feel dark with stomach, vulnerable to serious topics, easily scared, and emotionally unstable. That's something to me. There are 2 different endings. Play the game and enjoy the ride for the normal endings. Look for VHSs hidden in nights 1 and 4 to get the second ending. Make sure not to miss one. Okay. For best experience in VR, play on an open and dark room. Play at night. All audio sounds on max. Play alone or with friends. The best experience in screen mode. Play in dark. Play at night. All audio settings on max and play alone or with friends. Which I don't have my settings all the way up. I am going to turn it up a little bit so you can hear some of it. And if you hear wind in my background, I do apologize. It's really hot in my room right now, so I'm just like, it's hot. So if I turn off my fans, then it'll get extremely hot in here. Okay, there we go. So let's get started. No, I'm good. So, what is Cowhead? So, it is a story of, well, basically a poem of, so basically Cowhead is different, I don't know, so this is Dennis, I have loved together work. Please don't do anything you will regret. Stay safe, honey. Love, Mom. Of course, Mother. So it is a urban legend in Japan where basically if you read this poem, it made you go mad. It'll make you go mad. Actually, I'm gonna turn down certain things. Oh, shoot. Shoot. Okay, there we go. It's basically like Totem's Hell, which is actually a really good, and I mean really good, poem. But you can't read it out loud, otherwise dire consequences would, happen. So basically Cowhead, I don't like to flicker on light. So Cowhead is basically, so the legend goes that there was a group of campers oh no. Basically a group of campers who were going to, that we're going to camp. Sorry, I got distracted by the guy that's out in my window. Please tell me I don't have to go out here. Please tell me I don't go out here. Okay. Where did I go? That there were a group of campers who were going to a campsite, and one of the camp counselors was like, hey, let's all tell stories. And so he told the story of, what was believed to be the Cowhead story. And, a lot of people didn't believe that he would know the, believe that it was the story, the real story. Oh, one of my friends joined. So he started telling the story of, Cowhead, and that they were going ballistic over the fact that, hey, we kind of need you to stop, because everyone was crying. Every camper was crying and all that, but they also believed that the camp counselor who was telling the story was foaming at the mouth and still talking in tongues. Now, there's not a lot of information about the poem. There are different variants to it. No, let me go. Or do I have to be a white person to follow this? Good grief. Dang, dude. I just smeared the blood everywhere. Bro. I'm almost gonna kill me. So they kept saying, hey, what if I tell you the story? And there's no proper way of saying, like, oh, the lights went out, I'm gonna die, I am going to die. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna die. Suppose, but there's not a lot of information that's regarding to like where the origins of the story is. It's supposedly a story that is just very cursed. What I believe is actually just a curse, you know. It's whatever, you know. But that's just me, I guess. I mean, they're... Oh my god. God, that scared me. That scared me. I'm sorry, that scared me. Sorry. There we go. It took a while for me to reload. So there we go. I'm gonna hype myself up. I'm hyping myself up. Okay, we're in interrogation room. Okay, hello, Policia. I would like to come out. Can I sit in the chair? I would like to come out. Hello. I'm turning the volume up a little more. Okay, back to where I was going now. I just wanted to hear that part, sorry y'all. So basically, there is not a lot about the poem, just God, she's so weird. Amy, stop your Amy, you bitch. That's a lot of blood. What's up? So basically that was the intro, okay. So like I said, there's not a lot to the Mad Cow poem, but I just wanted to give you just that little bit. But hey, what can I say? But I am going to end the stream here because I'm kind of running out of poems, and plus I'm going to save this game for another day. So yeah. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until then, goodbye, Pig Pandas. And happy Halloween month.